On the continent of Khorvaire, a chance encounter brought four intrepid travelers together on the road to adventure. Though they began as strangers, they soon became known as the Hero Squad.
Y'all, last time we found ourselves with Atlas, Rhaegar, Brittany, and Maracai hurtling themselves towards the mountain peak where presumably the doorway to Celestia awaits them. They had to cross through this massive swirling maelstrom fog in order to get to the peak, and we found ourselves, right at the end of last session. You heard the shriek of a loud creature, you saw the shadows of wings above you, and you arrived at this mountaintop we see before us. So, what you saw in front of you on your way in was 4 pillars of stone in kind of arranged in the center of an open, flat space on top. There is also a sort of statue, a sort of tall, giant statue-like thing there, where it's shaped like a humanoid with a hammer, and it's kind of swinging a little bit, towards the pillars. And the only other stuff you can really see around you, because of the fog, it's very hard to see really beyond the immediate area, but just around those pillars, the fog is pretty clear. It seems like that area right there is sort of like an eye in the storm almost that kind of spreads out. And beyond that, there's kind of edges of the peak that sort of crag above you a little bit on the side. So there's just that little bit of kind of a foreboding roof and kind of cavernous feel just to the edges of that peak. But otherwise, you're kind of open to the air, but above you is, of course, more fog kind of swirling in and out. Okay. So, you heard this loud shrieking sound. You saw these shadows fly overhead and kind of in the distance. Once again, you see the shadow and it kind of whips around above you. And then you hear that screech of... It's loud, it is otherworldly, it's bone-chilling. And along with it, you hear a voice.
Hear my voice and fear me, children of Eberron. For I am Irus, the herald of Rashak, son of Kaiba, and true lord of Hakatorvok, and I come bearing wondrous news. Ooh. The corpse of Eberron decays as you rest upon it.
And as he's saying this, you see it's flying around you, and the fog is kind of getting whipped. And with every word, every now and then, you'll see kind of a tail whip into view just outside, but you can't quite see what it is. Maybe you see some eyes kind of hovering.
The corpse of Eberron decays as you rest upon it, fighting against the tide of the universe. The prophecy has been fulfilled. He shall rise, and your world shall be consumed. Darkness falls over your land as the Underdark churns your earth to mush while you beg to see the light of day again. Have you come to pledge your loyalty to the one who rules in darkness? Do you come to bend the knee in hopes of mercy? If not, then I assure you that your arrival shall hasten your ascent to whatever plane you worship.
And with that, you kind of hear this kind of the sound of him getting closer and further away and closer and further away, like he's circling around you. And you feel kind of the heaviness of the fog kind of weighing down.
Nay, I sense among you the spark of justice. The world that is yet to come has no place for your kind. Flee or perish. The choice is yours.
And with that, a bolt of acidy breath spews outward from the fog and hits one of the pillars in the middle and sort of starts to corrode a little bit of the stone away. Essentially, a warning shot.
Ooh. I'm sorry. Can we back up? What? Who are you? Arrows? Something?
Do you have a nickname? I mean, was it like a very long thing?
It was a very long title. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite understand it. You're very gravelly.
Are you the dark one that we're supposed to be kneeling to?
All right, so the two of you speaking right now, both are going to need to roll a dex roll.
Listen, I'm just trying to get some information.
Also, I'd like to all copy and paste it to me.
Can I just start to step out of range of these two?
Yeah.
Just put a side step in my way.
Go ahead and move yourself around if you like.
How does a 9
want to move about 10 feet.
Oh, a 9 sounds not enough.
It's going to be 11 total for me.
Okay. So, Brittany, as you're kind of like essentially mocking this thing, its giant tail comes out and slams into you, and launching you 10 feet towards the center of the arena here. And you are going to take some damage.
Yowza.
Let's see. That is going to be... All right. It's 11 damage.
Oof.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine.
That's fine. Atlas.
That's worth
Yeah.
Was it?
You are at the receiving end of finally seeing the head of this thing. And it lurches out from the fog right next to you, grabs onto your shield, and starts tearing at it and pulls it from your hands, throwing it to the ground next to you.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, now that you've sort of seen this guy, here is what he looks like. I'm going to do a little bit of that action.
Whoa.
Ooh,
He biggin'.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Oh, he's so pretty.
So,
Don't compliment the enemies, okay?
Why? But he's so slick. Look at him.
so he disappears again into the fog.
Choose your next words wisely. My mercy has limits.
And with that, you hear a skittering sound.
Whoa.
Is it Felicia?
I was gonna ask. Super Felicia to the rescue!
Not Felicia. And what you see is sort of just beyond the fog. You can just barely make out these little kind of, not little, humanoid-sized, half spider, half human-esque creatures.
No, this isn't okay.
Driders. And you can't quite see them, right? They're just skittering in and out because, they don't love the light. But there's not a lot of light here. And the fog is creeping further in. What do you do?
I want to throw up. I'll tell you that much.
That's a good response.
So y'all we didn't come here for a fight, right? Like we just came to go through a portal. So
You knew you were going to fight.
I didn't know what we were expecting. I mean, I didn't think it would be a cakewalk. This is where all our enemies are, apparently. So, I didn't think we were going to be fighting dragons and gross spider people right away. That's a bit of a shock.
Like I was gearing up for a fight. Like once we got to the place, not like at the top of the mountain.
You know what? You got to play the hand you're dealt. That's what I've been taught. And how are we going to play this hand, guys? It's pretty bad.
All we have to do is bend the knee, is what he said.
Yeah, I mean...
what does that mean? I mean, we can...
Sounds like he wants to just destroy Eberron, like, totally. No more Eberron. So, if you're cool, either never going back there or going back to a destroyed hellscape, then we could totally bend the knee.
I mean,
Maracai is there as well, and she's like, I mean, we have to go. We have to finish this. Like, I don't know how we're gonna get this door open, but we need to do it. We need to figure it out fast.
So describe the door for me one more time.
You don't really see a door. Okay. You just see the 4 pillars and the statue, and that's about it.
I approach the statue.
Okay.
I'd like to just perceive. Is there anything written on the statue? Anything like that?
No, there's nothing written on the statue. Actually, so yeah, again, circling around every now and then, you hear some skittering on the edges.
I would also like to move into the center, the most lit area, if possible.
It's lit.
Okay. It's lit. Okay.
I also.
Can I perceive the pillars and see if this is like a Fifth Element situation, and if I need to have some
roll for Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is love?
So Atlas, you're examining the statue.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to have any kind of markings on it or anything like that. It actually doesn't appear that statuesque. It's actually, it seems more kind of like stone kind of stuck together, kind of haphazardly, like almost like as like thrown on top of something, like it's like a golem.
Like there's something underneath it that's stacked in stones.
Maybe. I mean, that and the pillars look kind of the same. They're not quite... I'm hearing myself again. I'm sorry. They're not quite, built. They look a little... almost naturally occurring.
So...
But there's no markings or anything that I can see on the pillars?
Nothing you can see on the pillars.
Nothing that indicates that they are unique, each of them?
No, only they are, perfectly spaced from one another. It's clear that they are arranged in a fashion.
Okay.
The pillar that the Dragonari destroyed, which pillar is that?
The one closest to Brittany.
Okay. And is it destroyed, or is it just in...
No, it's sort of kind of corroding a little bit. And as you look at it, you actually do see, it seems like there's maybe a little something inside, maybe it's hollow.
I was going to ask, does it seem to be revealing anything inside that pillar, or does it just look like a regular pillar as it gets destroyed?
Yeah, you can't quite see necessarily inside of it, but it does look maybe hollow, or like there's something going on there.
And I see if I can begin to take out some stones from this pillar. Can I work my way to the middle of it, perhaps? Can I reveal anything?
The pillar that's corroded?
Yeah.
Watch out for the acid.
You can start trying to do that. I feel like that would be like a strength, because you're just trying to kind of bust into it,
Not my greatest, but 11.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're able to kind of get like some purchase on a little bit of it and kind of start pulling it away. It takes a lot of effort. It's not going to be something you're going to easily be able to do. And while y'all are doing this, Iris is getting a little annoyed by you.
Okay.
Humans, I am losing my patience.
And another blast of corrosive acid comes flying your way. We're going to say, Atlas, make another dex save.
Okay.
Wait, he's flying around the dragon? The dragon's flying around?
Yeah. He keeps on just circling.
10 total. 10 total for me.
10 total? Okay. So yeah, you roll as best you can to avoid that acid spray. You kind of move in this direction.
Okay.
But it doesn't fully miss you. It hits a good portion of your armor on your arm. So you are going to take a little bit of damage. Okay, yeah, you're going to take 9 damage.
Okay.
It's not that little.
Okay.
So the acid also hits all over the floor, hits a little bit onto a couple of the pillars, kind of disintegrating a little more of a few of them, revealing a little more of the interior. They do seem almost just entirely hollow, save for a faint glow. And some of it also hits the statue. and the where it hits, it kind of lands on like the arm area of it, and so it kind of peels away a little bit of the stone, and beneath it you see sort of like bluish, whitish, like a kind of very pale blue skin. Essentially, it looks like some kind of hide or skin or something.
Yeah. Are there any holes big enough to look inside of the pillars?
Yeah, at this point, you could probably pop your head.
I want to pop my head into the biggest hole and see what's inside.
Okay. Probably the one over by Atlas. You would head over there, and you could peek in a little bit. I'm trying to think, what exactly would you see? Okay, yeah. When you look into it, it's like it's sort of like seeing a light out of the corner of your eyes. Like every time you look in, it's like you're not looking at something directly, but it feels like you're seeing it in your periphery. And every time you kind of like look, it's still like light in the periphery. So it's like there's light there, but you can't quite catch it.
Interesting. Okay. I'm wondering.
Maracai charges at the edge here where the dragon is and hurls her sword into the maelstrom. You hear the dragon shriek a little bit, acid kind of spewing on the ground around there, and Maracai pulls her sword back out and kind of runs back into the center.
So the glow that we're seeing from the pillars, is it emitting out of there at all, or does the light seem to be contained within the pillars?
It's contained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to spill out when you open them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brittany would like to do something.
Okay.
What you got?
So she leans over and just sort of yells at the boys and Maracai. Let me distract him. You figure out this weird stone puzzle, okay? And then she like zooms up in the air and flies and is like being an annoying bug in this dragon's face. That's her plan.
Okay.
And I'd like to cast when I have my next turn, I like to cast blindness and deafness on the dragon.
Ooh.
Okay, give me 1 second. Blindness and deafness?
Attempting to cast things on dragons usually ends well.
I know. I can only imagine what its proficiency bonuses are.
Yeah. They're pretty good. So that one is, what's your the DC on those?
16.
16. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's a con saving throw.
Got it. Okay. You fly up and you're in, the dragon's face kind of bothering it. And, it's in its fog-like environment. It's kind of, already a little obscured. So you go to cast blind sight, or not blind sight, cast blind on the dragon, and, or blind and deafen. And when you do, you feel like a bit of a tinge, like a headache, and you hear of his voice in your head, and he says,
"Oh, you fool. You think that you dabble in the mind. I am a master of the mind."
And so, he, in his frustration, cast something on you. Hold on. I have so many tabs open. I sent these guys earlier today, y'all, the number of tabs that I had open for all the different stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's so many that like I just have it across all my screens, and there's too much. There's too much. But I can wing it here if I can't find it too quickly. Just a second. Like you have to remember the different keywords. Mm-hmm. They're not just dragons. They have ages. All right. Anyway. Okay. So instead of me casting something all fun, he just he charges at you and grabs you with his front claw. So let's roll that. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So, he grabs you. He kind of slashes you once and throws you back into the arena. You hit the ground and kind of slide into one of the pillars. That hurt, and it did another 12 damage.
Oof.
Yeah.
Can I try just attacking the weakest pillar?
Sure. I'm sorry, I'll pull up that screen now. There we go. So it would probably be the one next to you and Atlas.
Okay. So I just want to...
Maracai runs over and kind of steps in front of Brittany and gets between Brittany and the dragon.
I just like to do a basic attack with my my rapier.
Yeah, and so AC isn't going to really be a problem because you don't have to aim for it. Cool. Try and roll for some damage, and we'll see if you can kind of dig some stuff away or punch through it.
So that is going to be 13. No, wait, okay. 11.
So now how are you hitting this with your rapier? Because rapier is a very pointy thing.
So I guess I'm trying to use my rapier sort of as a pry bar, I guess then. Trying to stick it in as far as I can and then maybe
some leverage.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
To see if I can't, Jenga tower this thing apart.
Yeah. So, all right. So you get it kind of in there and you're flexing on it and your blade's strong. So it doesn't seem like it's going to break or anything like that, but you're having trouble getting a lot of force onto it. Atlas, you're right there. Would you want to maybe try and put some force on that with him?
I'm going to pick up my shield and then I would like to shield bash onto some.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead and do the same deal. Roll some damage. Okay. You and Rhaegar are both doing that.
What is the shield damage even going to do? Because I think I actually can do a shield bash. I just don't know how. I'm just going to treat it as 2d6 because that's what most of my other stuff is. 7 damage total.
Okay. You and Rhaegar both are kind of bashing away at this pillar. The dragon is circling around still. Maracai is standing in front of Brittany because Brittany's kind of just gotten thrown into the floor. You guys keep on bashing at it, and you knock the pillar over. It kind of crumbles down and kind of goes in all directions. And when you do that, you do briefly see a burst of light that kind of shoots upward. And when that does happen, the fog briefly kind of pushes further out. And it reveals the dragon for just a moment. And when it does, when the light kind of spreads out, the dragon screams and then kind of backs up further away.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. This fog, it can be dissipated by the light, and they've piled these pillars around whatever light is emanating from this because it keeps the area dark and it keeps it safe for them. If we were to destroy the pillars, more light would be revealed, pushing them farther out and clearing the fog.
So let's destroy the pillars.
Destroy the pillars.
I pull up my warhammer this time and I start getting to work on the other nearest pillar, the one that's opposite from Brittany.
Okay. Okay, cool. So go ahead and keep rolling for that stuff. Brittany, what are you gonna get up to?
Yeah, Brittany does that classic anime pose when they get thrown back, and they're in the she's holding her arm and she gets up and is you think that's all? I could dance with you all day. And then she gets back up and she hides, she flies in front of the pillar and is still taunting the dragon, and her idea is if if she can like annoy the dragon enough to like make an attack, she can hopefully duck out of the way.
Gotcha.
While she's flying.
Maracai kind of turns to you and is kind of like, okay, I got it. And so Maracai, from where you are, also starts kind of like circling around the pillar and just throwing, she can throw magic essentially. So she's just kind of like hurling stuff at the dragon every time it goes by. One of the times it goes around, or a couple of times, it keeps shooting acid towards y'all, and it's just hitting the ground here and there. It's clearly irritated and a little annoyed. But yeah, a couple of splashes hit the pillar and start like chipping away at that one. Atlas and Rhaegar, y'all are continuing to bash away at these ones over here.
We are. So
okay.
If you want to know exact figures, I'm rolling like 13 damage.
Okay. Rhaegar, did you roll?
I not as great, just an 8.
Okay. I mean, you guys kind of swapped. So yeah, you're continuing to bash at this pillar and everything. This time, you're able to kind of get it to start tipping, and it actually falls towards the quote-unquote statue, which now has kind of like lost a whole bunch more of its kind of stony bits.
And we continue to see like hide underneath it?
Yeah, and so what happens is you see like what is essentially a full arm. You start to see cloth and whatnot underneath, and it comes away all the way up to where you can actually see a mouth.
Oh.
And as soon as that mouth is revealed, you hear, "Free me, mortals, and I will end this."
Ooh, wait.
Zul.
Are you a good guy or a bad guy?
Oh my gosh.
I am the protector of this doorway. I was assaulted by these monsters. I want vengeance.
You don't want to destroy Eberron, do you?
I am a guardian of Eberron.
All right, that's all I need here. All right, we should free this guy.
Okay.
Atlas, bash it, but not too hard.
I start like prying with the back of my warhammer rather than bashing.
So yeah, all of y'all heard that when that happened, and you're like chipping away at this. And the dragon clearly sees this because now, wrong button. The fog really starts to close in. It's getting way, way closer. It's getting so much darker around you. Everything is skittering a little closer.
Can I prepare something?
Sure, yeah.
The next time that I'm actually able to visually see the dragon, I'd like to cast daylight on it.
Ooh.
You had that the entire time?
Yeah, but I need to see it. Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, it's circling around again. On this side, you guys are bashing away, and you catch it out of the corner of your eye, and you cast daylight. So, describe what happens. In terms of the spell.
So, I mean, in terms of the spell, my thing about daylight is that it can actually attach itself to an object. So I'm actually wondering if the dragon itself is wearing anything.
No. Not that you would know, but also, it's a dragon in dragon form. Generally, they're not adorned.
Okay. Then, just the point of air that's sort of like right above it. I choose that to cast daylight, and
how big does that make an area?
A 60-foot radius of light spreads out from a point of my choice, and it lasts for 1 hour.
Okay, so basically we're going to say that happened. So that whole area, like a huge burst of the fog just like evaporates immediately. The dragon is in it. And when that happens, you do see it it screams, and you do see a little bit of burning happen on its shoulders and whatnot. And it dives into the deepest part of the fog and, kind of disappears a little bit. You continue to chip away at the what is now clearly someone encased in stone, and eventually, once you get the arms free, it swings that hammer and smashes the last pillar. Or as soon as it gets its arms free, it smashes itself free, then smashes the last pillar, which sends out a huge burst of light from the center of the fog, dissipating all of the fog throughout the entire peak, as far as you can see. You now see standing before you this giant, literal giant, a cloud giant.
Giant.
With pale blue skin. And he runs over to those driders that are trying to skitter away, and he yeets them all. Just hammer, hammer, hammer right off the side of this mountain.
I lean over to Rhaegar. I like this guy.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's got some style.
So the dragon seems to have disappeared. The driders are gone. The area seems clear. You all are feeling like good.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your help. What do we call you?
My name is Frosthog. It is my duty to protect this portal between realms, and, well, I was beset upon by that usurpous dragon. I did not expect the Underdark to already start pouring in, and, well, I should have prepared.
So what happened? They, just tied you up and piled rocks on top of you? What happened here?
No, I was...
Did they all fall asleep and wake up and you're in rocks kind of a thing? Been there.
Rhaegar's heard it a million times.
He does actually let out like a big jovial laugh. Like,
I really like this guy.
If only. No, I simply was taken advantage of by someone I trust, as is often the case.
Well,
you know, angels are supposed to serve the lawful and the good, and yet, well, apparently things are changing around here.
Oh, snap.
Why have you come here, mortals? What is it that you seek? Do you seek passage? Do you seek guidance? Do you seek friendship? What is it?
Oh.
I mean, I won't say no to friendship, but we're looking...
I take it like a little bit of all of it, honestly. Passage, friendship, guidance. If you can give us some guidance, some tips.
We're,
just life tips, and also how we survive here in Celestia. It's first time here, just arrived.
We're not there yet. We're not there to Celestia.
Yeah, you're not quite there.
It's not
you're on the way.
No, we're on the top of the mountain.
Oh,
you got to go to Celestia.
I thought this was it.
No, I'm basically the doorman.
Oh.
Can you just let us into Celestia so we can be on our way?
Indeed I can, but first I must know your purpose. Why do you seek Celestia?
Well, there's been these group of folks that have been, destroying these, Cheesma orb things, that have been, screwing up Eberron, and we're trying to stop them before they do that.
We gotta restore balance.
We're trying to save Eberron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The pearls. They have been destroyed. Yes.
Pearls.
I will let you through, as this is something that concerns all of us. You may want to step back.
Oh?
He kind of shoos you away from the center of the circle there. Takes his hammer, which is like a two-handed hammer, holds it so that the heavy end is pointed downward, and then he starts to do a sort of like a low note, like a tone, and it sounds sort of like, have you ever heard like throat singing?
Yes.
That kind of like,
yes.
That kind of thing.
I love that singing.
All right. So imagine that in the key of D. All right. And as he does it, he slams the top of the mountain 4 times. And with each of those hits, you see one of the pillars of light kind of shoot upwards and stay. So there's now like the pillar, exactly the shape that it was, is now that made out of light. Just like hard light. Mm-hmm. So you have 4 pillars of hard light around you, and then light starts to emanate into the center, and kind of like a think about like like optical illusion type stuff, where like you're looking through a camera lens and you get those like flares and whatnot, like a lens flare, like that, but in your eye. Like it's like you can't quite comprehend what you're looking at. Then before you appears a doorway. It's, sort of like a simple arched door, and it's got some stairs leading into it. But the thing that's really weird about it is that, think about those like old holographic, like things from back in the 90s and whatnot, like a holographic card where like it looks kind of 3D on the card.
The 3D, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Like from every angle, it looks the same. Like you could walk around in a circle and it always looks like the door is facing you and the stairs are facing you.
Got it.
Creepy.
Well,
Prepare yourselves for the journey into Lunia, for it will be different than normal.
will we be able to return?
As long as there is an Eberron to return to, yes.
All right. Crosshawk, thank you so much for your help.
Indeed, and good luck. I will stay here and hopefully guard this more properly next time.
Real quick, like, what's on the other side of this door? Like, what should we be expecting? Is there like another dragon, spider people? Is there
on the other
gonna welcome us? Maybe a town.
When you pass through into Lunia, you will be thrust into the Silver Sea, a massive ocean of holy water near the shores of Lunia. So, I would suggest that you, you all can fly, right?
Yes.
I don't know about you.
He points at you because Rager, you got the boots.
I got the boots.
So
Can Maracai fly, technically?
No.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. It's like, great. Well, thanks for the warning, I guess. All right. Are y'all going to go?
Yeah.
Brittany runs in.
Wow. All right. So, you all head through the door, and we're going to move over to Christina.
I'm here.
All right.
You're here.
So, Christina and Ravo. Last time we saw them, they arrived at a little hut kind of in the middle of nowhere. They're waiting patiently, eagerly, somewhat terrified for Jazzy's transformation into a full-on werewolf. It's coming. We know it's coming. It's happening tonight. It's not quite nighttime just yet. So, it's early afternoon. The sun's still up. You're in this hut, and you and Ravo, you're just sort of like having tea, you know? You're just sort of like having a meal and whatnot.
Well, you're not going to want to transform on an empty stomach, let me tell you that. So let's be sure to get some food in you.
I know it's not the case, but this sort of feels like a last meal situation.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's a lot, I know. How are you holding up?
I would be lying if I'm saying I wasn't nervous, and I'm not scared. But I mean, lots of people have gone through the process, so I guess I will just be a part of that.
All right, do you have any questions? Like, are you worried about anything in particular?
I am just worried about losing myself.
Yes.
In the future.
Your blood will scream to you. It'll try to take over.
Is that something I can control later? Or will it just, once a month, I just won't be able to control myself?
It's a skill. You'll learn to be better able to control it, but you'll never have full control. I too will succumb tonight, and I will give in to my urges. I could potentially fight it, but it comes at a cost. So, it's more about learning to live with it than through it, and how to control it. In the rage.
I've lived with one curse. I guess I'll live with another one.
Yeah. It does seem that our little group of adventurers has a whole lot of baggage, doesn't it?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting this to happen. You know?
No. No, I wasn't either.
I guess.
Said DM.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it was too. Like, I wasn't planning to make my character all
wolfed out.
All wolfed out, but here we are. Hey, look, it was an accident, all right?
It was my bad, honestly. So you and Ravo, you just kind of like hang out and chat for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Ravo, after a little while, you guys kind of like talk a little bit about like what it's gonna be like, what it's gonna feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And, then, he just sort of like sparks up conversation, So I don't mean to pry, but I was happy to see that you were able to have a reunion with Maracai. How are you feeling about that and this with that?
I'm super happy that she's okay. Honestly, it's been such a relief ever since that whatever that orb was like broke. I thought she was gone too. And if it wasn't for that vial that we got, I don't know. I'm just happy she's okay.
Indeed.
And it was really nice to see her again.
So, once you transform, once this happens and once we get it under control, what do we do next?
We go back and help. I can't leave Brittany alone. I know she's going to do something stupid. She's going to hurt herself. Should
we head to Celestia then?
Yes, we have to.
Right.
I don't trust her alone. And I know that Maracai will look out for her, and so will Atlas, but I don't think they'll be able to control her if she ever came across the people that hurt us. So
it's honest of you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, have you met her? She's filled with rage all the time.
She certainly has a vibrant personality.
Bravo, we don't talk much.
No, we don't. I feel like I only show up every now and then when it's convenient.
I'm liking this a lot.
I am too. It's nice to get to know you.
Can I ask, how did you become cursed? We never talked about it.
Oh, I think I mentioned it briefly before, maybe not in detail. I've been a mercenary for a long time, as you know, and I found myself here in Droam for a time, and I was a part of a group that was actually... I'm not proud of it. We were attacking the Lycans. It was...
Were you part of that silver...
No, I was not a part of the church, but I was hired, and I always do the job I'm hired for.
I mean, that's fair. That's
No, it's
what mercenary work is.
It's not fair. It's wrong. And I know that now. But I paid a heavy price. And many others did too for my folly. That's why I now fight to try and help others and not just simply for money.
That's very honorable.
But anyway, I was in battle. I fought and was bitten by a werewolf myself. It was a massacre, but I hid amongst the bodies of my fellow fallen brethren, and when I came to, I succumbed to the bloodlust. And finally, a few days after that, I awoke in the small village of shifters, and, they helped me kind of learn how to control it, and in that way I learned more about how to be a better me. Anyway, all that is to say, I have been like this for a long time, and while it certainly is seen as a burden for many, I think it's the greatest gift I was ever given. Yeah.
I could see that.
And with that, right as that happens, Benji comes bursting through the door. Benji is his griffin, and proudly, kind of putting his head up, kind of doing this kind of thing.
Did he catch something?
And then he does that bird thing where he and drops a whole deer right in front of you. Yep. Oh, Benji. Oh.
I try to smile, but I'm clearly disgusted.
He knows that you're going to be hungry, and I guess that's his way of helping. Good boy. Just kind of.
I politely drink my tea.
So you guys, you hang out for another little while, and after some time, the light starts to kind of fade a little bit, and that's when you're kind of sipping your tea at one point, and you feel just a little tinge, and you kind of tip your glass over or your mug over just a little bit, and some tea spills out, and when that happens, Ravo jumps up, really tense, and is watching you really hardcore. And
I'm sorry. That felt weird. It felt like a nerve spasm.
yeah. I think that we should maybe prepare. And that's when he grabs the chains and starts getting them hooked up to the wall and essentially is like holding them open for you to put them on.
I'm like hesitant, but then I do it.
I fully leave this choice up to you because it's not an easy route.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Then this is the only way. So did you put them on? Mm-hmm. Okay. So
At this point, Christina is like shaking, like she's scared.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
It now became real. You were having fun for a little bit, and now it's real.
Yeah.
And from there, we're gonna go back to the rest of the crew. We'll see you in a second.
Okay.
So.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
It's exciting. Okay. So all of y'all stepped through the door, and the first thing that happens is it's like going plaid. You guys are like seeing like light and hyperspace lines and all that kind of stuff zooming by you, and you're not quite exactly sure what's happening. It's very, end of 2001 Space Odyssey, all that kind of stuff. But eventually you find yourself falling from an unknown height towards an ocean beneath you that shines like silver and glass. Atlas, Rhaegar, and Brittany, all of y'all make a quick deck save.
Yes.
What is that? Oh, that's
22.
21.
I want to keep being honest. That was a 4 total.
Okay. So, Brittany, as soon as you come through, you're just like wings out. You've done this before. You knew what to expect. Rhaegar, you too. Like you come in and it's like you kick the brakes on your Heelys or something. I don't know. You just you do that and you like slow to a little stop, like kind of like right above the surface. Atlas tries to flip his wings out, but like one of them gets kind of stuck or something. Even though they're like ethereal, he's just so kind of like scared by what's going on. He just kind of like has a little brain fart, and it's one of those ones where like one of the wings catches some wind, so it sends you like spiraling, and then you crash, kind of belly flop onto the surface of the Silver Sea. Okay. You take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And you let out a little. Oh! And Maracai as well crashes into the water.
I imagine she's at least graceful enough to know
Swan
how, at least know how to fall into water.
Is it graceful?
Is it like Olympic diver, or is it like
or
belly
like
flop?
at least feet first?
It's like feet first. Yeah. It's more like that. And then she kind of like comes back to the surface, and she's like, oh, it's not the water I'm used to. And Atlas,
yes,
you hear a voice kind of next to you, and it's Braldir. I don't know if you remember Braldir, the bear that appeared to you last time.
Mm-hmm.
Your kind of celestial companion.
Is he doggy paddling in the water with me? What's he doing?
He's sort of like ethereally kind of appears next to you, and he's swimming because I don't know if y'all remember, Braldir is kind of polar bear-esque in size and shape, and so swimming, he's loving it. He is loving it. So he's just like swimming in the sea, just kind of like circling back and forth.
So, you made it. Well, welcome to Lunia. How's it going?
And he sort of like leads you a little bit as he's kind of like backpedaling, and you could see that there is there's like an island not too far from y'all, and he's kind of heading in that direction.
All right. Oh, hey, bro. All right. Just keep following him. Can I, out of character, because I've been studying for this, is he a Warden Archron? I'll mention
Ash is doing more studying than he.
Yeah, exactly.
There are many different kinds of warden. There are many different kinds of archons. The warden ones have a bear-like form.
Yeah, no. He is not an archon.
Okay.
He is something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, archons are like, that's the name basically given to like angels and like the different levels of angels. Since you're in Celestia.
Yep.
Lunia, by the way. Oh, so this is some information that I'm just going to kind of info dump for some people because a lot of y'all know this, or or your characters would know this. That Lunia is the first level of the 7 planes of Celestia. So you are in Celestia. You are in Lunia, which is in Celestia. Just want to make sure that that's clear. Okay, let me give you guys a little description of what you're looking at around you. Give you a little bit of area, and we'll move forward. So, Lunia has a very dark Twilight-esque like tone to it. All right, think like purple-hued skies, but it is dotted with more stars than you've ever seen. And they cast such a bright light that essentially is like you're in full moonlight constantly. Even brighter than that. Like you can see very well, but it still has that kind of darkness to the sky and the darkness overall of the field. The Silver Sea, it is silvery in reflection, but otherwise wine dark. Super dark looking.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wine dark?
Wine dark, yes.
Don't drink the ocean.
It's holy water, Brittany.
And it's also sweet like wine. So,
Is it? Or are you just lying to us?
No, it is 100%. It's in the, go look it up.
I thought you were just joking.
No, it is.
Now you know why Brittany drinks wine all the time.
Yeah,
it reminds her
Celestia.
of the ocean.
Yeah, it reminds her of home.
Do you actually just drink ocean water? No wonder why you're so salty.
Could if you want.
Rude.
So, along the beach, there's kind of black pebble sand. You see a huge mountain. And this mountain, pierces the sky. Like, you cannot see the top of that mountain. It's a little off in the distance. And there's several islands kind of dotted around along them. You're in one of, like, the islands a little bit further away from it. But you can definitely see it. And along the islands, you can see little dotted buildings. They're all kind of pure white. They look very Egyptian inspired, I would say. It's like obelisks, pyramids, simple shapes that are iterated on throughout, but that are very like grand in their kind of presentation. Little ornamentations and stuff here and there, but mostly simple shapes as the root. You also see little kind of lights floating all around, moving around as if with purpose. They're casting light off of them, and if they pass by you here and there, as they do, because they're zooming along all over the place, you feel like a little warmth and like a little like joy and happiness. Like it kind of lifts your spirits a little bit. And then I guess lastly, I'll say that within the Silver Sea, there are fish and dolphins and all kinds of things that are constantly swimming around, darting. It's very lively, but they all have a celestial tone hue to them, right? They seem otherworldly as they are. Yeah.
You're basically describing like a Lisa Frank image in my mind.
Less neon,
Like it's
more
so like that, but just purple.
Yeah. Actually,
That's great.
I love it.
Love it. I love it too. Okay, so Brawldeer, leads you sort of to the shore, kind of crawls up on it, and kind of just like that, kind of like shakes his fur and kind of sits down and waits for you.
So, what's the plan?
Plan is we go to Mercuria.
We're going to Mercuria? Why are we going there?
Why do you know about Mercuria?
Why do you? I was raised in the Church of the Silver Flame. This is the holy place that all of us were supposed to go when we die. This place is awful.
What?
wow. This is Ash's literal hail.
When you say that, yeah, like Braldir laughs, like,
Oh, you keep that. That is some good sass. Oh,
My
you
home
remind
is
me of your
not-
great grandfather. Your home is what?
My home is not a hell.
Wait, this is your home?
Maybe.
Wait, no.
Moving on. We have to go to Mercuria.
Yeah, that's not something you could just
Yes, it is.
gloss over there. You said my home is not a hell. Either home back on Eberron reminds you of this place so much that you recalled your home, or you're saying you're from here. Are you from here?
No.
Wait. It's all clicking for me all of a sudden. The wings, the books in the library. You are from here.
Listen, we don't have to go into this. All you need to know is we need to get to Mercuria.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm not going any further. Farther? I always get those two confused. I'm not going any farther until you give me further details about what's happening here. Because for all I know, I mean, you've been lying to us for a long time about your history, or at least lying through omission. So, I mean, just as bad. How do we know you're not setting us up? Like you're in cahoots with the baddies, and, you know, you're going to be walking us into a trap or something? Because you're awfully dodgy with the details here.
Well, it's because it's none of your business, Rhaegar.
I think it has become my business.
Has nothing to do with you.
I'm not asking what you have to do. I'm just asking, are you from here? And why have you been lying to us if you are from here? You can keep your like secrets about what you have to do here. I just want to know, why have you been lying to us? I mean, we would have accepted you. It would have been weird, sure.
It is not such an easy thing just to come out and say it. Yes, I am from here.
I get
There.
you. Look, we've all got secrets, but it's like the cat's out the bag. Like, we get it. You're from here. You don't have to lie to us anymore. I'm just asking for a little bit of honesty here.
I'm not lying. I'm protecting you. The more you know, the more you're in danger. And you don't want to die, and I don't want you to die.
Listen, Brittany, respectfully, I don't know how much more danger we could possibly be in. So...
Oh yeah, you're in way more danger here, by the way. I just thought I should let you know. Like, I just want to say, I've been watching you for like a long time, Atlas, and you have a tendency, I love it, by the way, to smash things, and here you're going to encounter creatures of unimaginable power. So like, you know, don't make an angel mad. He might unmake you.
That's not shocking at all. They're all dicks.
Yeah. Yeah, so just, you know, be careful with the whole, we're going to run in there and fight stuff, because you will probably get erased from existence.
bunch of lawful goods around here, huh?
Yeah, they don't like people breaking in. Man, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Love it.
So, okay. We're in Lunia right now. We're supposed to be finding the guys that have breaking all these pearls. Brittany, you want us to go to Mercuria. Why will that point us towards these people that are destroying the pearls?
Because Bragan is one of the 7.
And you know where Bragan is?
I know exactly where he is.
Well, all right. I mean, like, lead the way, right?
It's
All
gonna
right,
be
let's
an
go to
effing
Mercuria.
climb.
And you know exactly where he is because...
I've been scrying on him for weeks.
Oh, wait.
I love using it like that. I've been scrying on him. Like I've been spying on. It's perfect. Anyway.
I mean, seems like an invasion of privacy, but okay. Who is Bragan?
The most evil person alive.
Ooh, I mean, we know a decent amount of those. Is he human?
Let's just say I won't rest until he's dead.
Can we say some more though? No? Okay. So Mercuria.
Maracai, yeah, kind of like interrupts. Just like, I mean, we can talk about this and head that way because I think I think
Walk and
getting
talk?
anywhere in Celestia, we have to kind of climb that mountain.
You have to climb so much.
We don't have to climb, we just fly.
That's true. Wait. I mean, one of us doesn't know how to fly.
Yeah, and Braldir kind of goes,
Yeah, and your wings might not work the same when you're trying to climb the mountain. There's sort of laws here and rules that are different than elsewhere. You can think of this place as like the most lawful good that any place could ever be. And as a result, they're kind of sticklers. So,
It's
your
meant to-
wings just might stop working if you try
What
to
about,
use them outside of the rules.
A cannon to launch us.
No.
Any of those?
You're getting creative. They don't like creative here.
No.
Oh.
It's meant to be a literal pilgrimage. And by that, they mean on.
This sounds like the worst.
It is. We're in the worst place, Rhaegar.
We're not in the worst place. This place is absolutely beautiful.
How?
Have you seen the whales in the sea?
It's
glitter.
great. It's pretty.
and yeah, off in the distance, I mean, they're gorgeous. It is really like one of the most beautiful places ever.
It's fantastic. And like all these orbs of light, guess what? Lantern archons. This is what happens when a person that has been good and lawful dies. And you know what these lanterns are above them? 7 other rungs of people. They're lording over these people as if they're kings and gods and whatnot, as if they're better than. They're
Look,
awful.
let's just
I mean,
get
that's
this over
actually
with.
true.
Because this look, I've built my entire life off of not being lawful, and this place is kind of the worst. All right, I can't do any of the things I like here, so let's just get it over with.
Okay.
Up the mountain, let's go.
All right. So y'all head down the beach. You're, going further and further towards the mountain. Every now and then there's like a little, spit of water that you have to cross, but it's never that much. As you're doing this, you notice all the lantern archons seem to be heading the same direction. But not necessarily the same direction y'all are going. They're all heading towards a little, a palace that is sort of near the base of the mountain, a little bit around the other side. But clearly, you can see something is going on that way. And Brittany, as you're getting closer, you're starting to see little pieces and details that are reminding you of the last time that you spied on Bragan.
Okay.
And is there anything else anyone wants to do before we move on to a little break and then move on to Jazzy?
Yeah. So as we're all climbing, like Brittany is going over, the last conversation with Rhaegar and Atlas, and she's really thinking about it. It's really difficult, but before they get to the top, she turns to them and she's like, she fishes in her pocket and pulls out a letter. She gives it to Rhaegar. If I die, that letter that you're holding will magically open. It's sealed with blood, so it won't open until I die. But I need you to have that. I need you to open it and read it if I perish during this next battle.
Why are you giving it to me?
Because I'm entrusting it to you. You and Atlas and Maracai are the ones that have to read it if things go bad. Here, this is very difficult for me to talk about. Bragan murdered my family. Murdered Christina's family. And I am going to do whatever it takes to get my vengeance. I don't care. I don't care if I die. I don't care what happens, but I'm getting my vengeance. I am killing that man. And if that involves my death, so be it. It's worth it.
Let's focus on a plan that doesn't involve your death, though, huh? That'll be plan A.
Maybe. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me.
Plan B is you die. Plan A is we all pitch in and kill him together. You can have the final blow. Take his head. Make a trophy out of it. Fun times.
I don't want a trophy of his head. I want to throw it.
Take his head. Kick it into the shimmering sea. Let one of the glitter whales eat it.
That sounds better to me.
The glitter whales! Love it. Okay.
But this is something I have to do.
Can we help?
If you want. I don't...
We want to. Look it. We're a squad of sorts.
And
We've come so far together.
Family?
And he's one of the 7, so, like, we're down to, like, stop him.
Yeah, and then after that, 6 more to go. And look it, the fight's getting pretty even at this point, all right? Because there's 4 of us. Got to find Christina. Get Ravo in there. We got giant bear guy here now, too.
Yeah.
I think that's that's 7, right? Like, that rounds it out. All right?
Yeah.
Fair fight now.
1 for 1.
Well, gosh.
So, how about you go and not
Thank you.
die, and we just get revenge and have a good time?
But I'll hang on to this letter for, like, 250 years from now when you croak of old age.
No, I'm getting that letter back if I live. Freda. You
Yari
can't.
entrusted!
That's not how this goes.
We'll talk about it later.
After the vengeance.
After the vengeance.
Fair.
Man.
Brittany looks down for a moment and then looks back up at them and is like the most genuine you've ever seen her. And she's like, "Thank you so much."
I give
wasn't
Brittany
expecting
a
that.
genuine hug.
And I give both of them a pretty genuine hug.
Maracai sort of puts her hand on one of your backs.
Pat.
Yeah.